I'll just turn down that music. Hello there, and welcome along to the show. Today, this is one and only thing we're talking about. There's a little bit slim pickings on the rumours. It's Brenden Aaronson, and it looks like he is returning for the 24-25 championship season after positive talks with manager Daniel Farke. We'll get into it and I'll give my thoughts on it in this video here below. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to, and let's get on with it then. So yeah, let's get on with it. And apologies if it just cut out for a second there. I don't know what happened. But we're back on, and we're talking about that man behind me and his, perhaps his Chelsea goal, perhaps his goal against Chelsea. Brenden Aaronson, the American international, looks like he's on his way back to Elland Road for the 24-25 championship season. And we're going to talk about it here now then. So, yeah. So basically, it's come from Graham Smythe of the Yorkshire Evening Post this morning, I believe it was. And basically, he's reporting that Leeds United are set to make Brenden Aaronson part of Daniel Farke's championship squad for the 24-25 promotion bid. Obviously, the article goes on. The American was one of the first to exercise a loan release clause in his contract after a disastrous first season at Elland Road, ending in relegation. Leeds then under the majority control of Andrea Radrizzani and with Victor Orta running the football department, included such clauses in the contracts of several players to give them an option to leave and play elsewhere, rather than taking significant pay cuts in the event of a drop out of the Premier League, which obviously happened. And though Aaronson departed to join Union Berlin in the Bundesliga 5 days after Farke's arrival at Leeds last summer, the deal had been struck before the German's appointment. So basically, I think Graham Smythe goes on to line out Brendan's struggles in Germany, which I'll look at myself in a moment. And then he goes on to say, having spent a season away from Elland Road, Aaronson engaged in talks with Leeds and Farke that club sources say went positively, leading to a decision to bring him back to the fold. The YEP understands Aaronson had the option to return to Union Berlin, and there was interest from elsewhere, but his preference was to come back to Leeds to be part of the promotion effort. Fair play. Leeds believe that the 23-year-old could be a considerable asset in the Championship. I agree, particularly in an area of the pitch that lacked depth last term. Jorginho Ruta eventually made the number 10 position his own, but the Frenchman struggled to maintain consistency after a March international break hernia operation. So, yeah, we'll end the look at the report there. But basically, yeah, I mean, it seems as though Brenden, well, it is now, the YEP, Graham Smythe, is pretty legit. Looks like talks have gone on with Farke. And this is interesting, really, because I think Farke, it says the decision obviously was already made for him to go to Union Berlin last season. He did play in the Champions League, of course. But I think, if the deal hadn't have been struck already, I do think that we'd have seen Aaronson in a Leeds United shirt last season. And I do think he would have been a real, like they believe, obviously, that the high ends at the club believe he'd be a good asset. I think he'll be a good asset in the Championship. I said it in January that, I think we should have brought him back. I think like the report again says, he adds depth to that position that, Jorginho Rutter. I do think Georgie will stay, and I think that, potentially Aaronson's involvement would mean that Georgie might play on the wing if either Gnonto or Somerville eventually leave, which I'm sure Somerville will eventually do. Gnonto's a little bit more hazy, isn't he? But I think probably we'll have to accept that we will be playing and starting the Championship season without Chris Somerville and Willie Gnonto. I think we probably will. So Aaronson's inclusion or return to the squad, return to the club, will be good. I think he will add a lot into this division, into this squad. Adds quality. Jorginho Rutter, I think, will maybe then be pushed out onto the wing. If you get another striker in, or you've got your Perot and Patrick Bamford, in there, we had another couple of wingers maybe into the squad. You've got Dan James there. Maybe another number 10 as sort of insurance that we don't rely on Georgie to come in and play there, or your Perot potentially. Maybe we still need a number 10. We need plenty going on this summer. We do, but Aaronson's inclusion for me is fantastic. If we look at it, Aaronson was an unused substitute in Saturday's defeat, heavy defeat by Colombia. Obviously, Brenden was reunited with Cini. Cini got a late goal to add the gloss on a 5-1 win for the Colombians in America, in Maryland, America, on, I think it was Sunday, late Saturday night, early Sunday morning, wasn't it? Or late Saturday night, I think. Aaronson was an unused sub for this one. And I think they play Brazil on Thursday morning, midnight. Will he get a game in this one? That one's in Florida. So will he get a game for that? Obviously, I don't think the Copa America squad has been released yet for the USA. It does come out. It does start a couple of weeks after the Euro, so might not have come out just yet. But I'm sure Brenden will probably be in it. Greg Berhalter seems quite a fan of his, to be fair, and Aaronson has, to his name so far, 40 caps at only 23. So, he's a favourite for them. Like, Graham covered in his report there, didn't have the best of times at Union Berlin. Union Berlin themselves had a horrible season, ending in near relegation from the Bundesliga. Aaronson only 14 starts, 30 games in all, 2 goals and 2 assists. 2 assist came latterly, one on the final game of the season, a 2-1 win against Freiburg. His 2 goals came in February and March, the last in March against Werder Bremen in a 2-1 win. The other one was the only goal in a 1-0 win over Hoffenheim in February. So not the best for Brenden, but like I said, Union as a whole didn't have a great season. Sat the manager in the midst of it all as well. Long-standing manager, but fair play. He's chosen to come back to Leeds and fight for promotion, and that's good. Hopefully, his mind will be on it. The other boys perhaps that have played Premier League with him in that horrible season can say to him, look, Championship's not the same. We do well in this division. We do well. We can continue from last season. Obviously, unfortunate in the end, but we can continue to do well. And with his help, we can. I'm sure he'll be an asset. Let me know in in the comments there below. But all in all, for Leeds, obviously, he came in July of nearly 2 years ago now. 42 appearances, just a 1 goal, obviously, against Chelsea in that marvellous win, which we all thought, hey, here we go, maybe we're onto something this time. False hopes and false dawns, wasn't it? obviously ended up getting relegated, and Aaronson just wilted as the season went on. But there was flashes of something from Brenden, and I hope, drop down a division. I think he can do the business, in a number 10 position, make it your own, man, make it your own, and just, go and play with freedom. I think he needs a little bit of it. He needs a cuddle, doesn't he, really, Aaronson? He needs a bit of a shoulder around him and say, hey, look, you're a good player. Go out and do it. Bit of positivity. Obviously, he had that horrible season at Leeds. Jesse left. He was very much Jesse Marsh's man. Jesse left, and maybe it affected him. I think he has spoke about it. I did speak about it last year in a video. Go back to that one on the channel if you want to. It was, I think, reacting to an Athletic article he did last year. I think he did struggle, and it was very much Jesse Marsh's man. Jesse obviously left, and then I think Brenden, maybe before that, even started to really struggle and come to terms with the Premier League. And like I said, a drop below, he might do well. I hope he does, because obviously just a bit of confidence back. Obviously, like I said, he had a horrible season at Leeds, relegation. Wouldn't have been nice. He had a poor season last season with Union, and talks of him leaving, talks of them not wanting him in January and all this kind of stuff, and near relegation again with them. But seems like he's come back and wanting to come back to Leeds, and hopefully we can have a positive season and get back into the Premier League. He's still a young player, and he'll be a big part. And everybody, for me, he's wearing the white shirt or whatever colour we wear away this season. He needs to be backed, and people need to get behind him. But I understand the reservations from some fans. From what I've been reading, it has split the fan base a little bit, this one. But I think he'll be an asset to the team in this division. So let me know your thoughts in the comments there below. Remember, like I said, to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and marching on together. I'll leave you with some music. I'll see you on the next one.